Let's take a look at some of the biggest stories, other stories that we're keeping an eye on of the day. We had Josh Schaefer, Brooke DePalma here to break it all down. And guys, let's start off with the story that caught my eye, and that's the latest out of Amazon. They're really doubling down on their grocery business, and here's what they're doing. They're revamping it to some extent. So the Fresh option, Amazon Fresh, is now going to be offered to non-Prime members, something that has not been the case in the past. They're also going to be redesigning some of their stores, revamping their stores, testing automated warehouse features here. This is all in an effort to grab a bigger piece of the grocery market. And there has been a number of estimates out there. UBS, one of the latest on the street to come out, saying that they estimate the U.S. grocery business is about $1.5 trillion. And Amazon is in about fifth place when it comes to that. So they need to do something. We'll see whether or not this really moves the needle here for them.
Yeah, and also it's interesting to see that, Walmart, Kroger, Albertsons, all ahead of the game when it comes to, as you can see right here, when it comes to the grocery space. And Amazon, really, when they acquired Whole Foods, they really thought they were going to be a main player within this space. And they continue to struggle to grab market share. And really, that Just Walk Out technology, I know we were talking about right before, really not as optimistic or not as encouraging as maybe they thought.
I thought of an innovative idea when we were just showing the market share there, guys. 3.5% for Publix. Maybe Amazon just needs a pub sub. But actually, I think sometimes we overthink groceries to some extent when it comes to online orders and things like that. I'm thinking about myself as a consumer and how I grocery shop. I grocery shop a lot. I go multiple times throughout the week because I just like going. And I like going and grabbing my things and picking stuff. And I wonder if part of this push for Amazon is to just become a little bit more of a normal grocery store by allowing people that aren't members to use Amazon Fresh to become a little bit more broader and consumer fit. We know there are a lot of Amazon Prime members, of course, but to broaden that out and just be a grocery store that people can go to in the same way people feel like they can order on Amazon. Yes, people order if they're Prime members, but you can still use Amazon online when you're not a Prime member. So that part of it sticks out to me, to be able to expand beyond the Prime membership.
Yeah, what I think is interesting too is that you still are going to have to pay a delivery fee if you're not a Prime member. And so in this environment where consumers are really looking to stretch their dollar, they're looking for value, will they necessarily go to Amazon Fresh as their first choice? I don't know. And I really think that's what they continue to struggle with. People don't think necessarily of Amazon Fresh as their go-to.
Yeah, and I also think that they're just up against stiff competition when it comes to the delivery side of groceries, right? I'm someone who orders my groceries all of the time. Josh, we're at a little bit different stages of life. If you have young kids at home, you don't necessarily have the time to be taking multiple trips into the grocery store.
I'm literally trying to find things to do.
But I think that this is a smart play, just in terms of the fact so many people opt for Instacart. There's many other options that you can go to. So the fact that they are placing an emphasis on this, they're opening up to non-Prime members. I do think they do have a real opportunity here to increase their base. Whether or not those customers then are repetitive customers, that's a whole nother question too.
And it was interesting. I saw one analyst call it the last frontier for Amazon, right? The last frontier of the consumer, one of the only areas of the consumer they're not dominating. So I'm just curious what we're going to hear in that earnings call tomorrow. Remember, Amazon earnings tomorrow after the bell. Shauna's going to have you covered with it.
Of course we will.
What is Andy Jassy going to say about groceries on that call? Announcements like this don't normally happen the day before earnings unless they're going to probably try and talk about it a little bit on the call and play it up. So it'll be an interesting part of the story. I think we'll probably be watching the cloud story more.